Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. Welcome to the Queen's Journals. It has been a really crazy few days. I've been networking and putting things forward. And I had this moment where I just went, I have a really amazing thing. And I have no idea how to put it in a nice container. In fact, I have no skills for putting it in a nice container. So people talk to me and they hear me and they see me and they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, I just have an ugly container. And I have no idea what to do with this. I have been meeting with people. I invented an engine, a healing engine. And I designed it in such a way that it plugs right into our society. Really fucking cool. It plugs into our evolution. It plugs into our learning. And it plugs into our instinct. So when I drop this thing into society, it self-propels. And what it does, literally, is cure mental illness, identify resources so you can make money, increases education, and prioritizes the environment so we fix the global problem. It does all of this calmly and easily and smoothly because it's designed to hook right up and ride off of your evolution, your learning centers, and your instincts. People just plug right in and it carries itself. That's what I have made. I call it a healing engine. I have pitched it to peace ambassadors, billionaires, philanthropists, psychologists, healers. I have spent hours over the last 2 days being drilled, and it checks out every time. Every obstacle they have managed to give me. Well, what about this? Well, what about this? There are the answers. I already thought about that. I already have it implemented, so it's not a problem. I just have to drop it into society, which I'm doing at the summit I'm hosting in January. I've got people jumping on board now. I've got my think tank formed. And I am just trying to figure out how to package something that doesn't exist prior to me. So people are like, what do you do? I am an inventor. Maybe that's what I need to tell people. So I've got this weird contraption thing. And I am just, people ask me about my podcast, and I'm going, it's a healing journal. It's lab research. Maybe I just need to write all this down. It is psychological laboratory. I guess you could say I am. I always viewed myself as an artist, but I'm actually a scientist. I never thought of that. I am a healing scientist. It's different when you think of yourself like that. This is why names are important. I am we think I wonder what a scientist is. I've always been an artist. I never really thought about it. A scientist is someone who studies or has expert knowledge of the natural or physical sciences. Well, I am an abstract scientist. It's funny, they say natural sciences. A mathematician is an abstract scientist. That's what I am. I am a human scientist. There you go. I'm a human scientist. So when people call me psychologist, coach, therapist, I'm a scientist. I have a lab. I have a lab. Has this been my problem the whole time? As I'm walking around going, I'm a speaker, I'm an artist, I'm a healer, I'm a scientist. That makes so much more sense. I am a human scientist of the subconscious mind. Oh, wow. That makes so much more sense. I have my gorgeous formula. I use formulas. I'm starting to understand now. I am a subconscious mind scientist. I have a lab. I do field research. I am really one of a kind, and it is so hard to find these words. I wrote a letter to my partner last night, and I said to him, my king, it doesn't feel good or right calling him my partner anymore. He's my king. He's always been my king. He's been part of this fairy tale of mine. And we laugh and we scoff at fairy tales. And we shouldn't. I am a subconscious mind scientist. I have a lab. I have my field research. And I am an inventor. I invented a healing engine that, when dropped into society in a few months, it's going to hook right up to our natural evolution, our natural learning, our natural human behavior, and it's going to just resolve mental illness, the health crisis, and our resources. It's designed to basically take everybody who's looking here and shifting everybody to go over here and go, oh, I understand now. Oh, now I know who I am. That's it. That's what's wrong with us. We're all looking at a black cave wall trying to describe the sun. And this thing just turns everybody around to look at the sunlight, and everyone can go, oh, I understand. The core of mental illness is literally just lack of logic, lack of understanding. I actually wrote all of this down last night. It was so fantastic. And I went, I must take all of this information. I had massive epiphanies last night. And that's just it, really, is it's just logic. So, this is what I do for a living. I am a subconscious mind scientist and have invented a healing engine that, when I drop it into society, utilizes our evolution, learning, and instinct to propel itself through society smoothly while curing mental illness. And I can tell you what I'm going to do. I can't tell you what I'm going to sell. I have no idea how to. I have podcasts. I have a stage. I'm a speaker. I have the attention and the support of billionaires, philanthropists, celebrities, TV producers. And they're all very excited about my healing engine. And I have been through rigorous discussions with them, breaking it all down. And it checks out. So, I thought I had to do something fancy with my podcast, and I'm sitting here looking at it going, it's a journal. That's why I changed the name, because it's my healing journal. Because it's literally the research and the proof of, hey, look, this is where I started. This is where I went. This is what I did. It's all documented. This is what the stages of healing looks like. And I'm looking at it going, there's a big picture that every one of us pursues. And that's life. What is your big picture? Some of us have big pictures down here, and some of us have big pictures over here. But every one of us has a big picture. And some of us are really happy with the big picture we have in front of us, and we're good. I am not one of those persons. I want to understand life, the universe, and everything. So my journey was a lot farther than most people. And that's really... So I've got my big picture now. I have defined my universe. I understand it. And I know where I fit into it. And I think that's the realization that I needed in order to approach people and say, I am a subconscious mind scientist. All I do is study the subconscious mind on every scale you can possibly imagine. Big, small, little, vast. And I am an inventor. I have a lab and I do field research. and I tweak what I've done to accommodate people. And I have invented a healing engine. I'm getting ready to drop it into society, and it's going to just go. I don't look like a healing scientist. And we use words in this society that tell us what a scientist should look like. And then I look at my face, I look at my everything, I look at my crown, and I think things like, oh, I can't be a scientist. So my subconscious mind blocks that from me. I am a subconscious mind scientist. I'm going to say it a few more times to kind of accept it. We really need to change the way we think about healing. We need to change the way we think about life. We need to change the way we think about peopling, because it's a problem. So I've slowed way down. I have said a lot of what I need to say. I'm still collecting perspectives. I will always collect perspectives. I have been collecting perspectives all of my life. I have found a way to rise above bad people. On my worst days, like last night, I lose faith in humanity. When you're standing there at the top of the world with a healing engine, and all you've got to do is drop it into the world, I think things like, is one person on this planet worth this engine? Yes. Yes. The hardest thing for a scientist to understand is love. When everything in the world is logical and makes sense, love doesn't. Oh, but it does. Love is the exception. I wrote a letter last night to my partner. You shut me down as much as I can be shut down. You don't permit conversation really between us anymore. And I've started this letter, and I don't even know if I'm sending it or not. Lately, every time I write to you, I just don't, thinking he doesn't give a fuck. I used to feel like I could tell you anything. Now, I feel like I can't tell you anything. Or our love that we shared was important to me. Apparently, it isn't important to you that you can just throw it away. People do that now. They throw away love when it no longer serves them, like people and love is disposable. And I think, why the fuck would I work to save a world like that? I've seen the worst this world has to offer, and yet to see any good in it. I did with you, but not anymore. And I wonder what love is, why we love at all. I sure as hell don't anymore. The thing is, love was the only thing worth living for in this piece of shit world. And I think every day about everything you've ever told me about love and your opinions and feelings about love. I have studied so much on love and purpose. Love truly is the only purpose to life. And when you live not feeling love, I hold your opinion in high regard. You're the smartest man I know. You're the smartest person I know. Smarter than me sometimes. I know you think I'm arrogant. But when neuroscientists and people with 4 doctorates degrees tell you that you're a genius, when supposedly the smartest purple on the planet reveres you and what you've built, and you ask questions like, if someone is smarter than me, then why has no one built what I have built? Why has that person not done what I have done? Pause. And so many of my days, I'm standing here waiting for that person to show up, for somebody else to step up and say, I figured it out, guys, and I've got the solution. And I'm just sitting in the back with my little healing engine going, all right, let's hear it. And no one's standing up. No one's coming forward. I'm watching the news. I am watching and I am mingling with people who would know, and no one knows. No one has any idea. I mingle with the smartest of the people in the world, and everyone's going, we got to do something. And people say, I've got a plan. We have to raise awareness. How? I have an idea. And I'm going, oh, bless. And that is my truth. I am the smartest person because I have come the farthest. And then I cured mental illness and used it to create a plan for world peace. And then I built a self-propelling plan to put that engine into our society and fix mostly everything. And when psychologists and neuroscientists, sociologists, and physicists confirm your work and call you a fucking genius, you believe it. So why does my intelligence matter? Because as smart as I am, I cannot figure out love. Or maybe I can. And that matters because in 2 months, I am putting my healing engine into society to let it go through and start fixing this place. But why should I? It's 2 days out from Thanksgiving and no one has asked me what my plans are or what I'm doing. No one, not even you, has even noticed the hell I'm living. Everything I gave up because I saw this healing engine in May of 2022, and I could do little else but focus on building it. But my head was too messed up for me to work. It kept getting in my way. And my communication then was too primitive for me to articulate what I saw. The problem with genius is that the people who are most smart arrive in a state of mind first where the words don't yet exist to articulate their thoughts. So invariably, the smartest people almost always talk in gibberish until they learn to invent a language and teach it to others. The first ethic. Geniuses are much like newborns in the world. That is what I did this last year. I had to define what I saw and invent the language so I could communicate to the world that I invented a healing engine that uses our own natural human evolution, learning, and behavior to self-propel the cure to resourcefulness, mental illness into and through our society. And I've invented and built the plan to utilize it, troubleshoot it, and circumvent all the problems we can expect. It's done and ready to go. Every meeting I have, the people say to me, mouths agape, "You're so succinct." I will win the Nobel Prize for this. And my king has no idea. I do not need you to love me. I do not need you to believe in me. I do need you to receive my words, though, because my words are love. I have seen the worst in this world, and I will not detail all I have seen to you. You're too gentle for that. But with all the knowledge crammed into my brain, I look at you and wonder, are you right about love? I know nothing about love, or maybe I do. And I have got to figure this out because I'm holding this healing engine in my hands, asking if I should sink this thing and walk away. Every one of us have truths. Life and healing is all about finding our truth. Now I have found mine. You are lost and have not yet found yours. And we're both smart. And we both are stupid about love. But loving you restored my faith in humanity. And not talking, not loving you takes that all away. And if I was just some stupid little person with a stupid little job, I would then know that I could find any little old stupid man or love to plug into my little life. But I'm not. Men are not made for me in this world. Not at all in the traditional sense. Relationships are not for me. I am free. And it means that I live and love outside of the system. It means I boycott it. I don't answer to it. I can't. I won't. I refuse. I'm putting it down and saying the system is wrong and I don't acknowledge it anymore. And when you know how to shift a single world and change the world, you see the world differently than most. I can create any world I want to. So that is what my work is. It is me analyzing the ethics, the morals, the psychology of human behavior, using the emotional energy of physics, logic, psychology, sociology, and human behavior. Oh my God, I am such a scientist. I know the consequence of every rule I am building to put into this healing engine. It is imperative that my ethics are in the right place. And that, my dear, is where you come in. So what is love? Why do we love? Love is when you care for someone without the exchange of trade or resources. That, my love, is love. Love is giving 100% and completely without considering losses or gains. Love is exempt from debts. And there it is. I had to lose everything with you, strip you and I down to the bare bones to realize this. I don't even get love from you, and I don't care. I love you. It isn't your love for me that keeps me going. It isn't your love for me that inspires me to live. It isn't your love for me that gives me purpose. It is my love for you that does all those things, though. And I know love scares you. I know it hasn't been kind to you. I know you feel like I have nothing to give, but that is the best part of love. Love doesn't require resources. It is the only thing in the world that creates, procreates, and multiplies without the need for resources. Hence, making love and how it creates offspring. In all my studies, I often was perplexed why child was used as an opposite to parent. It isn't logical. Child indicates an age and is the opposite of adult. Child means unripe adult. So then I thought, what is the opposite of parent? Mary Shelley knew this answer, for there is no monster ever in Frankenstein. There was only ever Frankenstein, the father, and his creation. My children are my actual creations. That is their true name, as you are the creation of your parents. I won't get into the religious prejudice that steered us far away from that word, supplanting child in its place to wipe creation clean from our own language over the last 200 years. God forbid we ever imply that a human person could create like a god. Instead, I'll conclude my own argument that I have been battling in my head since I met you, since I first saw the king and I back in 1995. Why do we love? Anna and the king. How ironic that I call you my king. Another little joke from the universe. We think love is logical. We think love is illogical, but it is not. Love, my king, is the core of our logical lines, for love is the beginning. It has to be because it is without resources. Love is the only thing that can be valued at the beginning, for it comes from nothing. It must, because love is without source, which is why it does not require resources from love. And from love comes what we value. What we love and what we value compose our beliefs. And these three elements create the human subconscious and the core identity of the self. When we don't know who we are, it is because we have lost what we love. Extraordinary, isn't it? That the entire subconscious mind, our truth, logical mind, and our sanity are all dependent upon us knowing what we love. And depression is the grievance of that love. Every one of us must know and remember what we love, for love is the beginning of the self. And just like that, there is all the reason in the world why I should put this healing engine into our society. Because I do love you. Victor Hugo once wrote, "If no one loved, the sun would go out." I know what he meant. Victor Hugo was at 12 perspective. He could see the world like I do. I know you don't know what that means, but you will. The entire world will soon enough. I know sometimes I say things that hurt and upset you, but pain is a part of people, not love people. No, pain is a part of ignorance. Pain is a part of ignorance. It's why we must understand. Love is what makes the pain worth people worth living. And people are worth it. Love is most definitely worth it. And I know you are at your limit some days. And other days, all days, no matter what, I am on your side. I am with you. This is what it means to say that I belong with you, because we only ever love like this when it comes from nothing. Why do you love me is the most illogical conundrum the human race has plagued itself with. There is no why for love. It is without reason, but is with the purest of logic that we love. Love is above reason and purpose, and for that truly is love. But it is the first law of logic, for without love, then nothing else would matter, truly. Oh, and I do love you, my king, so very much. For absolutely no purpose, reason, or gain. I love you. And the human mind gets warped. Pain is just a part of ignorance. You're in pain because you're uneducated. Is that incentive enough to get smarter? Thank you, and may the kindest of words always find you.